Not all kisses make for happy moments. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 saddest movie kisses. For this list, we'll be looking at the most heartbreaking lip locks and embraces from the big screen, as voted by you, the fans, on MsMojo's community tab. Number 10. Claire and Henry, the Time Traveler's Wife. The Time Traveler's Wife follows in a long tradition of tragic love stories, but this time there's a twist.
Sorry I missed the ceremony.
You didn't.
The star-crossed lovers can never be fully happy because Henry can time travel, but doesn't have full control over where he goes or when it happens.
How old were you when I died? It's okay.
5.
5.
Henry and Claire eventually have a daughter together, who is also a time traveler and warns her father that he will die when she's 5 years old.
Henry? No.
When the time finally comes, Henry was already aware of it, but saying goodbye to Claire was never going to be easy. The kiss they share when Claire finds out her time with Henry is limited is devastating to watch. Number 9. Sam and Charlie Kalmekis, The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Have you ever kissed a girl?
No.
Whether you read Stephen Chbosky's The Perks of Being a Wallflower when it came out in the 90s, or were only introduced to it when the movie was released, you'll know that Charlie's story is a poignant one.
I like Craig. But I want to forget about that for a minute, okay?
In this scene, he and Sam share a moment together after he's been harboring feelings for her. However, she's upset because she's just broken up with her boyfriend after discovering that he wasn't faithful to her. But when the two start kissing, Charlie experiences flashbacks because of the trauma he suffered from being sexually abused. Number 8. William Will Traynor and Louisa Lou Clark, Me Before You. Most romantic movies end with happily ever afters, but 2016's Me Before You doesn't follow that formula.
Taxi! Don't worry.
Lou meets Will when she's hired to work as a companion for him after he becomes paralyzed following an accident.
I want to be in Paris as me. The old me. With pretty French girls give me the eye.
Could be something to look forward to.
Their relationship doesn't get off to a good start, but the two eventually fall in love. Despite the joy this brings him, Will chooses to end his life because of the depression that being in a wheelchair brings him.
Will you stay?
For as long as you want me to.
At first, Lou refuses to be complicit in his decision, but in the end she goes to spend his final moments with him and the two share a loving kiss despite the dark circumstances. Number 7. Rick Blaine and Ilsa Lund, Casablanca. Casablanca is considered by many people to be the greatest movie of all time, and for good reason.
Is looking at you, kid.
Its final scenes may be the most iconic, featuring memorable lines that have become some of cinema's most quoted.
You are in danger and you must leave Paris.
No. We must leave.
But this flashback scene where we see Rick and Ilsa preparing to leave Paris together during the Battle of France is equally emotionally charged, as Ilsa asks Rick to kiss her like it's the last time.
Kiss me. Kiss me as if it were the last time.
It's clear that she knows something that he doesn't. And of course, they don't end up meeting at the train station that day as they had planned. Number 6. Casper McFadden and Kathleen Cat Harvey, Casper. Who would have thought that a kid's movie about a friendly ghost could elicit such strong emotions?
You don't remember anything from your life?
No.
So, nothing?
Much of the 1995 movie Casper is lighthearted, but there is a truly tragic story at its heart about a boy who died at a young age and became a ghost so that his father wouldn't be alone.
Can I keep you?
Casper finds himself falling for Kat, the girl now living in his house, and by the end of the film he manages to temporarily gain a human form.
Casper?
When the two kiss, we know their romance can't last. And Casper saying, "Can I keep you?" brings a tear to our eye no matter how many times we've watched this scene. Number 5. Sebastian Wilder and Mia Dolan, La La Land. La La Land opens with a bang, and the audience is made to believe they're in for a sunny romp through a candy-colored Los Angeles that seems to exist outside of time. But as the film progresses, it takes on a more serious tone. And by the end, our two main characters have realized that their relationship can't work.
I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see.
I'm always gonna love you.
The final scenes of the film are heart-wrenching as we watch a dream sequence take place where Sebastian and Mia actually stayed together. Seeing the happy ending that they never got to have is incredibly moving. Number 4. Sam Wheat and Molly Jensen, Ghost. We know this movie is best known for its iconic pottery scene.
Help?
Yeah. Get him wet.
But the ending of Ghost is just as touching.
Sam?
Molly?
In his spiritual form, Sam has managed to protect Molly even after his death. And when he realizes she's going to be okay, he knows it's time to truly move on to the afterlife. It's obvious that this is going to be their last chance to interact, and they share a passionate kiss as an instrumental version of Unchained Melody plays in the background.
I've always loved you.
Ditto.
Couldn't he have just stuck around as a ghost? Number 3. Noah Calhoun and Allison "Allie" Hamilton, The Notebook. As far as modern romance movies go, is there anything more beloved than The Notebook?
It wasn't over. It still isn't over.
Noah and Allie's love story is one for the ages, and what makes it so unique is the narrative style in which it's told, where we see them as an aging couple and as young lovers.
I remember now. It was us. It was us. Oh, it was darling.
Allie is suffering from dementia, and most of the time doesn't even recognize Noah as her husband. But in this scene, she has a moment of clarity and comes back to him. They embrace and share a loving moment together before it all fades away in one of the most devastating movie scenes ever.
Why did you call me darling? I don't know you. What's going on here? Am I supposed to know you? No. No! No!
Number 2. Jack Dawson and Rose DeWitt Bukater, Titanic.
Never let go.
I will never let go, Jack.
We were already bawling our eyes out at the end of Titanic after the ship sank and Jack died in the frigid waters of the Atlantic. But in the final scene of the movie, we see the much older Rose go to sleep on the Keldysh after dropping her necklace into the ocean and have a vision of a joyful reunion with Jack. In many ways, this is a happy scene. They're surrounded by the passengers of the ship applauding them as they kiss. But the audience knows it isn't real and that their romance was brought to an abrupt halt just days after it began. You had to bring Titanic into this, didn't you? Well, I mean, we at MsMojo did. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Francesca Johnson and Robert Kincaid, The Bridges of Madison County.
Maybe we'll see each other and you'll change your mind.
If that happens, you have to decide. Because I can't.
Jack and Miss Acacia, Jack and the Cuckoo Clock Heart.
From now on, whatever happens to me, I will only have myself to blame. So now you can kiss me.
Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
Will you keep it safe?
Yes.
Chuck Noland and Kelly Frears, Castaway.
I love you. You're the love of my life.
I love you too, Kelly. More than you'll ever know.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet, Romeo and Juliet. Baz Luhrmann's interpretation of William Shakespeare's classic work Romeo and Juliet brings elements of fun and modernity to the tale, but he can't get away from the story's well-known tragic ending.
Seal with the righteous kiss.
In the 1996 film, the deaths of our two protagonists seem even more terrible than they were in the Bard's original version.
To engrossing death.
Romeo.
Juliet actually awakens from her drug slumber in time for Romeo to see her, and for the two to share a kiss before he dies from the poison he's ingested.
Now kiss thy lips. And place some poison yet doth hang on them.
Of course, not wanting to go on without him, she chooses not to live for another moment. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.